Hi, my name is Chris G. I'm assigned as your public defender. You guys put quite a stir yesterday. A lot of people are upset, and they said they want all the crazy people involved in this mess to face the consequences. There's a lot of property damage. There are a lot of criminal charges stacked against you and your group. Would you happen to have anything to say? What made you decide to be a part of this movement?
You come here with your fake button suits to accuse me of exercising my First Amendment rights? I don't need any more people telling me how crazy I am than what I've already been dealing with all my life. You don't need to lecture me about how I'm so screwed up, and I deserve every suffering I get. You don't know what it's like to be in my shoes. There are already a lot of people who want to tear me apart. The last thing I want is another one with their pitchfork up in the air, screaming at me that I'm a witch and I need to burn in hell. How much more hell could you possibly unleash on someone who's already lived through hell all her life? This is why I joined our movement. I want to be a part of the change. I'm sick and tired of the way things are. I want a slice of heaven too. All my life I've been dealt with all the bad cards cascading one after another, and I choose to do something about it. Thus, here I am.
I understand that you're upset. First of all, I did not say that you're a witch who needs to burn in hell or any of those things you've mentioned. And secondly, if you noticed from what I said earlier that I'm assigned as your public defender, I'm not here to accuse you. I believe that there's more to the story than meets the eye. That's why I'm here. I just want to hear what you have to say.
Well, it may not be you who said those things, but I've encountered a few people in the past who did say those mean things to me, and it got stuck in my brain, so I have to develop a defense mechanism to fight it. Do you know what's it like to be treated like an object and not a real person with feelings or emotions? Yeah, it stinks. Society has degraded us lower than dirt, and men lust after us like pigs as if we're some cheap food to satisfy their low-life fantasy. Can you blame us decent women if we want to be treated with dignity? We don't want to be treated like a cheap bottle of wine that is being passed around. I need to know there's a future for me. Do you think it's only other women who desire to one day get married and have kids? I want that for me too. No one even bothers to ask me that. Most people just assume only the worst because I'm a part of this group, a group that only wants to change things for the better.
I don't mean to cut you off. Just wanted to confirm on my records here it shows your name is Alethea. Is that how you pronounced it? Alethea?
Yes, it's Alethea. It means truth.
I see. And since you mentioned the goal of your group, how do you guys propose to go about carrying out the mission of quote-unquote, changing things for the better?
Changing the world just doesn't happen in one day. It takes time. I've been sold a lie just like everyone else, and unfortunately, I got sucked into it. With the way the state of our nation and our economy is right now, it makes it almost impossible to even just survive another day, let alone raise a family. Wages have been stagnant for years. There are wars left and right. Inflation is skyrocketing. The president is living on a crazy planet and doesn't even know what's going on planet Earth. Illegal immigration and criminal activities are rampant. It's easier for the older generation to look down on us, but I challenge them to live among the younger crowd and see the modern struggles of how much we, the younger generations, have to produce so much more, just so we could be on equal footing. Just so we can eat and put gas on our cars, we have to output almost 10 times more than the previous generations. These older generations were able to live off from one income, and most of them bought their houses with just a few bags of blueberries. Our $100 now is not the same as the $100 several years ago. Is that a fair game? Or is society so broken today that some animals are more equal than others? It's almost like it's who you know, not what you know. Hard work is punished and laziness is upheld. Rewards are not based on merit, but rather based on irrelevant factors that have absolutely nothing to do with getting the job done properly. Tell me any society or civilizations of the past that were able to make it work under these distorted principles.
You've got a lot going on in your brain underneath all the facade of Goldilocks hair. I hear what you're saying, and yes, there's a lot of uncertainty about the future, and you have every right to be concerned about how things are going to unfold. But do you think you might be thinking a little bit too much about it? Why even bother being worried about all these things? Take a look around. Younger people are more concerned about how many social media likes they get about their cats and the next cool party they could crash into. They're not worried about changing the world. Try this. Ask them to change the toilet paper when the roll is out. It's a very simple concept, yet many would not even bother. If they can follow simple instructions, perhaps you can make them understand hard and abstract concepts such as economy and politics. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but honestly, do you think you can convince these young folks to do something with their lives, to join your group, to contribute to society, and change things for the benefit of the community? One person could probably have minimal effect if they decide to do something about it.
That's where I disagree. I think that's exactly what is wrong with our society today. Apathy and indifference is a slow fade version of a crumbling civilization. Along with growing distrust and the dissemination of propaganda that are like termites eating away the very foundation of our once strong nation, the spiritual and moral decay continues to tear the very fabric that protects us from the judgment that is restrained from this country. I think you're wrong when you say one person could have minimal effect. These little sparks and these little fires could turn into wildfires. My inner desire for a world to change for the better is blazing, and if enough people believe in it and they decide to take action to do their part, then it is possible to live in a more peaceful and equitable world than the one we're stuck with now. I dream of a world where I would be able to see my kids run freely in my backyard without worrying they're going to get shot or they're going to get kidnapped. Is that too much to ask?
No, all those things are good qualities of a free and prosperous society. But compare that to where we are now as a nation. It will take a lot of work to get to the point where we can set aside our differences and work together on the things we do have in common and start from there. But fear and prejudice always get in the way. I am not a therapist or anything, but I think you should consider getting one. I don't think any one person is designed or capable of carrying the whole weight of this world on their shoulder. I know it's easier said than done, but consider letting go of the things you can't control. You're not in control of the economy or the wars happening everywhere. We don't know what the weather is going to bring tomorrow. Even though I've only known you for a short time, I care about you. What you've mentioned are all good things and need to be brought out into the open. I was just informed that your dad bailed you out. Tell you what, off the records, here's my business card. If you're free tomorrow around 2 p.m., why don't we grab a coffee down at Michael's? I'd like to know more about what you have to say. It intrigues me. Hey, how's it going? I'm glad you made it.
Wildflowers bloom. If I were to pick one that I could take home, I'd choose you. You're graceful like the wind and free as a bird. Your strong and gentle heart is what sets you apart, and I'm grateful for you. My world is filled with all beautiful colors from you. There's no sweeter sound, your love knows no bound. It spreads like a fragrance of home. I'll never know why my heart just beats for you. All the flowers that comes and goes, you're the only one I'll choose. For you have filled all my seasons blues with your love forevermore. Your voice is summer breeze that cools down the heat, the spring that brings more winter's dead sky. spreads like a fragrance. Oh, I will never know why my heart just beats for you. All the flowers that comes and goes, you're the only one I'll choose. For you have filled all my seasons blues with your love forevermore. Seasons come and seasons go, but this love won't stay with you. My heart is some more beautiful souls just like you. Your anthem is peace. It makes me believe we can make our world a better place. So this is how I know why my heart just beats for you. You're the one that blooms in hope, like the flowers in spring and June. Yes, you have filled my seasons blues with your love forever.